Well, hello, you glorious humans of the interwebs, and welcome back to Red Dead Online. A lot of people have been asking me lately, what weapons should I be focusing on buying first in Red Dead Online? And I feel like now that a lot of people are getting back into the game, this is a video we definitely need to make. I feel like there's a troll up above me, I have no idea. But regardless, I hope you do enjoy this video. We're going to be going over the best weapons for each slot. And if you guys have any favorite weapons that maybe I did not cover in here, let me know in the comments below. I am definitely open to suggestions, but overall, these are going to be the best weapons for each slot. I'm going to go into in depth on why you should be using these over other weapons, so that way you don't waste your money all willy-nilly. Now, revolvers are going to be your best dual-wield option, but we have two options for your dual-wield option. So, don't get all crazy yet, because you don't know what the second one is. Just hold on to your pantalones, you'll be okay. Now, first things first, the LeMat revolvers. You can unlock these at level 1. They're $317. Or, I cannot show how much gold they are. So they are $317. I already dual wield these. Now, these are amazing, not only because they have a higher ammo, they have 9 rounds, but you also have a shotgun shell that you can explode out of each one at the very end when you run out of ammo, or you could use the shotguns first. This is not only a pistol or a revolver, but it is also a shotgun. 20 gauge shotgun rounds. Amazing weapon. You definitely want to do this if you want the versatility of having a revolver and a shotgun at all times. So these are what you should be purchasing and focusing on. Before this, my favorites were these Schofield revolvers. They're a little bit cheaper, but on the grand scheme of things, the LeMat revolvers are significantly better, and they are lower level. But I definitely recommend getting these as soon as possible, because they are amazing. And by these, I mean you need to get the LeMat revolvers. Now, one thing you can do, which a lot of people don't actually know about, is you can go into your settings, and you can decide whether or not, when you run out of ammo on one type, whether you're using your shotgun or your pistol ammo, you can actually have it automatically switch to the other ammo type, which can come in very handy, especially when you're using the shotguns, because you only have one shot in each, and then it'll automatically switch to your revolver ammo, which is very, very handy, and vice versa. When you run out of your shots, you can switch to the shotgun automatically. Now, the reverse side, switching to the shotgun automatically, might not be the best, because you might want to be saving that ammunition. You don't want to accidentally blow your load. But this is an option you can turn on or off in the settings. Now, I do absolutely love the LeMats, but the semi-automatic pistol is coming in a close second. Now, this coupled with certain ability cards, which I've reviewed, if you want to check out that video on why I do recommend the semi-automatic pistols if you don't want to use the LeMats, I'm just kind of putting this in as an honorable mention, really. Coupled with the right ability cards at a higher level, this particular combo dual wielding is insane. Now, this does not unlock until level 22, and they are incredibly expensive, but feel free to check out that video on my ability cards and why you might want to use these at a higher level. Now, as I mentioned, I do have 2 number 1s for the dual wielding option, and your next best option, or even arguably the best option for close range, especially coupled with the proper ability card, like the, we can get into that here in just a second. But regardless, the dual-wield sawed-off shotguns are incredibly overpowered at close range, and people will be hard-pressed to murder you. I don't really have to go too much into this. You can just devastate anybody in close-range combat, especially when you're using a certain Deadeye card, which we will show off right now. And we'll get into exactly why using this Deadeye card is incredibly overpowered than others when dual-wielding shotguns, or using shotguns in general. Now, what you want to use with shotguns is the Painted Black. Now, why, you ask, do you want to use Painted Black with shotguns especially? And that's because Painted Black is the only ability card that gives you perfect accuracy when activated. You can see the bloom is just stupid. It doesn't even go all the way down to center when you're using these shotguns, but when you have Painted Black, you will have perfect accuracy. And when you have slugs equipped, you can actually kill people at a reasonable distance. Say you wanted to kill that guy over next to the wagon. Typically, with a shotgun, you'd be hard-pressed to maybe kill him from here. But you can kill a moving target. All you do is just activate that Deadeye. And oh, no! I didn't mean to do you can see, it has a lot of range. It is just stupidly overpowered. And I highly recommend using it as a weapon combination. Now we gotta go get rid of our stuff. Is that... I had a brain fart. Good job. Now that we're on the subject of shotguns, this is a bit of a controversial one. We're gonna go over the best shotgun and kind of get into why I believe that. Now, double-barreled shotgun's pretty good, especially in certain PvP situations. But a lot of people ask me, do you use the repeating shotgun or do you use the pump-action shotgun? Now, I, personally, believe the pump-action shotgun is better. Now, the pump-action shotgun is unlocked at level 5. The repeating shotgun is unlocked at level 11. Now, the double barrel is unlocked all the way at level 30, but it's not as good as either one's, especially depending on the situation. Now, the pump-action shotgun, I believe, is better because it has a faster reload, faster fire rate, and the accuracy is better as well. So what we can do is it's a little bit easier to see outside of the catalog. Let's get out of the catalog, and we'll get into this a little bit more in depth once we get outside. Now, when we look at the pump-action shotgun, the damage for both are exactly the same. I mean, it's using the same shotgun shells, so that's to be anticipated. But we have the repeating shotgun and the pump. Now, the repeating shotgun also has less range. The only benefit that the repeating shotgun has over the pump-action shotgun is a slight, and I mean very slight, advantage in fire rate. Now, having a quick fire rate on a shotgun can be both good and bad, because especially with the double-barrel shotgun, if you shoot both your shots, then you're stuck reloading, you might die. And the same thing can happen with the repeating shotgun if you fire too many rounds when you don't actually need to, because there is server lag, and more often than not, characters are dead before they actually show up dead on the screen, especially with using the repeating shotgun. But I do like the pump-action shotgun the most, so if you're looking for a shotgun, I personally believe that the pump-action shotgun is better. I know people out there are going to say the repeating is better. This one, it might come down to personal taste between the two, but statistically, the pump-action shotgun is better, unless you want that slight advantage in fire rate, and then you lose range, accuracy, and reload speed. Completely up to you, but I recommend the pump. Now, the next one might come as a bit of a surprise. We're going to get into the rifles here. Now, for the longest time, I preached that the bolt-action rifle is the best rifle you should get, especially for hunting. Now, that's not to say it's not a great rifle. It is unlocked at a low level, so you are going to need a rifle regardless. So this might be the only weapon that you need to buy two of, because the Springfield rifle, which I now recommend over the bolt-action, doesn't unlock until level 38. Which is a drastic level difference. This might very well be the only weapon that you need to, the only weapon type that you need to buy two of. And we're going to get into exactly why I think this. So the bolt-action rifle is $216, unlocks at level 7. And then we've got, I love the Carcano rifle if you actually are sniping and don't want to, or you cannot auto-aim with it. But I do love that weapon now for getting people at range. And then the Springfield rifle is $156, but it's unlocked at level 38. Now, we're going to get into exactly why I think this now. Bolt action was hands down the best before, but they've done something recently that makes the reload speed way, way longer than it states in the book. They did some kind of shadow nerf. I don't know if it was on purpose, because it's not in any of the patch notes anywhere, but it has gotten significantly worse in the past 2 weeks than it was previously, and we're going to get into exactly why right now. Now, the main benefit of the bolt-action rifle was the reload speed, accuracy, and fire rate. Now, it's not the case anymore. The fire rate and reload speed seem to be drastically reduced. Now, statistically, it looks like the bolt-action rifle should be significantly better, aside from the fact that it has lower damage. We're going to get into the major differences here right now. And when you're running or defending yourself or whatever, or respawning, you don't have your weapon drawn. Now, this is the massive difference. Let's pull out our bolt-action rifle and aim it, and you'll see how long it takes before we can shoot. Let's do that again, and I'll shoot as quick as humanly possible this time. So we'll draw, and there we go. We can finally shoot, and then we have another long reload. It does not take that long to chamber a round in a bolt-action rifle. It should never take that long. I've fired many bolt-action rifles in my life. It does not take that long to chamber a round. It is stupid. It never took that long before, and it takes forever now. Now, the major differences here. Let's go ahead and swap to the Springfield rifle and fire as quick as possible. Look at the difference. When you're switching a weapon and need to fire, and encountering something bad where you need to deal damage, that is a stupid difference. Not to mention you're doing more damage as well. The rate at which you can fire with this weapon is so much faster. Now that reload, it does take a little bit longer. But now the next big difference is going to be when you're in cover. Obviously, you can see when you're actually firing, you know, once you have the weapon out, the Springfield rifle is going to take longer to fire. So there's a massive advantage here from cover. Now, if we could get into cover, it would be much better. There we go. So, the bolt action rifle from cover. Let's go ahead and chamber that first round first. So, let's see here. Let's fire. Now, you'll notice you're not reloading. Now, the only way to reload right now from cover is either jump out and go through that long bullshit process, or you have to fully reload, chamber around, and reload, which is a longer reload than the Springfield rifle. So from cover, the Springfield rifle, well, let's see here. From draw and from cover, the Springfield rifle has a massive advantage over everything else. It is significantly faster, does more damage, and that's huge. I don't know if the nerfs to the bolt action rifle were on purpose or accidental, but I wanted to make a video on this, and I was going to make a specific video being like, you know, there's something wrong with the bolt action rifle, but hopefully this video was good enough on explaining the difference. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Would you pick the Springfield rifle or the bolt action rifle due to these current issues? Now, if the issues with the bolt action rifle is just an accidental thing and it's reverted later on, then I recommend the bolt action rifle before the Springfield. But as it stands right now, Springfield is going to be your best rifle. This might be the only weapon type that you need to buy two of. Now, next up, we've got another potential controversial one: the repeaters. I love the Evans repeater. It's got a high ammo count. Forgot what I was trying to say there. And it's got a pretty decent fire rate. But at the end of the day, the Lancaster repeater still remains my favorite. And I've slowly seen a change in the community where everybody at first was using the Evans repeater, and then slowly but surely it seems people are transitioning back to the Lancaster. Now, the Lancaster has a very high damage, so it does more damage than the Evans repeater. It's got slightly less range than the Evans repeater and slightly less fire rate, but has faster reload and better accuracy. Now, traditionally in online, the person who has the better fire rate is going to win, especially with a repeater or firing weapon. But for some reason, it seems like the Evans repeater is significantly less accurate than the Lancaster. I'm doing a lot of testing, and it's just, I think it might be another glitch. I think there might be something wrong with the weapons. But I do recommend the Lancaster over the Evans repeater, and I know I'm going to get some hate from this, but the people who have been using the Evans repeater a lot and then switch back to the Lancaster, I think they can tell the difference, and there's something with it. Statistically, on paper, it should be better, the Evans repeater, but at the end of the day, the Lancaster edges it out just a little bit in terms of accuracy. Now, the fire rate of the Evans repeater is still really good. The Evans repeater is unlocked at level 1, whereas the Lancaster is unlocked at level 12. Let's go ahead and show the stats here, not inside of the book. Unfortunately, both of these are dirty. Now, the real benefit between these two weapons and why I'm choosing the Lancaster over the Evans repeater is the damage, range, reload speed, and accuracy. Lancaster wins out in every one except the slightly higher fire rate of the Evans repeater. Now, if an Evans repeater and a Lancaster repeater are facing off against each other, and it's going to take 3 shots, because if you're not going for headshots, then it's going to take, let's say it takes 3 shots, the Lancaster will kill in 2, and the Evans will kill in 3, due to the increase in damage. It doesn't seem like a lot of damage increase, but it does, and you're not going to be able to get 3 shots off on the Evans before you get 3 shots off on the Lancaster. Not to mention the range increase, depending on the distance that you are. The Lancaster will be dealing more damage per shot because of the better range and accuracy. So, at the end of the day, I do choose the Lancaster over the Evans repeater. which I'm kind of recanting, or going back on my previous statement where I thought the Evans repeater was better than the Lancaster. It's very, very close. This might be a personal decision type thing, but I don't recommend having both. Recommend choosing one and sticking with it because you do not need both. But regardless, for me, the Lancaster. Now that we've gone over the top 5 weapons, this is just a weapon that you're going to need in general. It's going to be great for hunting, and personally, I use it a lot in PvP with a proper build, and it is incredibly overpowered still in PvP if used correctly. It's the Varmint Rifle. Unlocked at level 8. For me, it's free, but that's with the Ultimate Edition, but it would cost $72 otherwise. So this is kind of like an honorable mention as far as everyone is going to need it pretty much regardless for hunting. You're going to need to kill a bird at some point, and you're going to want to not ruin that bird, so you're going to need a Varmint Rifle. It's also great in PvP, close range combat, extremely high fire rate. Only good if you're shooting headshots. If you're good at headshots, it's going to be the best weapon to use regardless. Fire rate is insane. You're very rarely, if you're an expert at getting headshots, you will very rarely be beat out, other than maybe shotguns with that Deadeye card, because they'll just mow your ass down close range. Definitely at range, you're going to take anything out with, if you have really good accuracy with headshots. But regardless, that is my top 5 weapons video. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. I tried to put honorable mentions in there because there's a lot of things that are really close. At the end of the day, I do have strong opinions on certain guns, but I definitely am open to what other people like, so I try and put the honorable mentions in there. But so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.